Okay, so for my lesson plan project, students had the choice to create a slideshow either using Google Slideshow or SlideShare on the major planets. Students had to create a title page, a page for each of the 9 planets, including Pluto, just for the sake of having them create the slides. And there was about 4 facts they had to type out. All facts were written down on a sheet of paper, and they had to use that to look at while they typed their facts out. Since they have, some of them have pretty severe special needs and they need a lot of assistance and prompting and modeling with that. So that was difficult in itself for them to be able to look at the words and copy them on the keyboard. And then I helped them add pictures to their slides, and we came up with the facts together. So if you just want to see, let's see, this is my class wiki. It's staying in touch or stay in touch with Miss Lot.wikispaces.com. And over here under science, I have the 5 students in my class's presentations. I think 2 of them chose Google Slideshow and 3 chose SlideShare. So I'll just click on Maggie's here. And here is her slideshow. And again, each slide has to have a picture. And then some of them have 3 facts, some of them have 4, and then their location closest to the sun. Let me see. The content standard that's addressed is students will explore current scientific views of the universe and how those views evolved. Students will compare and contrast the planets in terms of size relative to the Earth, surface and atmospheric features, relative distance from the sun, and ability to support life. So that's where these facts are coming from, or based on that standard. And so again, a slide was done for every single planet with a few facts and their distance from the sun. Let's go back and see if, so that was one of the Google slideshow ones. And let's look at a SlideShare. So this is a little bit different. I kind of like this one more. I think it was easier for the students to navigate. But again, there's just, it's kind of a different way to view the slideshow, but they did the same facts, but the pictures were made as the background rather than having to resize them and all of that onto the slide. So I think that made it a little bit easier for the kids. After the students created their presentations, they created a screencast like the one I'm doing now. For the students who are verbal, they read their slides and the facts, and they needed assistance with some of the words. Not all of them can read. And then others who are nonverbal have a switch device that reads the facts out loud, and they just have to press the button on the device for it to be read out loud. So again, I have kids that are verbal and nonverbal, so that assistive technology was used to help the nonverbal kids out a little bit. And then after they each presented their slideshows to the class, so everyone came back in together and watched all the slideshows. Beforehand, each kid had one-on-one assistance with an adult, whether it be myself or 3 of my parapros. So again, having to navigate the internet and create the screencast, they were all helped a lot with that, because I know that that's not an easy task for anyone. Took me a while to learn it too. So then after all the kids watched everyone's screencasts, and the students were told to collaborate with each other. They had to ask appropriate questions. We talked about appropriate questions that we could ask the students beforehand, like which is your favorite planet? Remind me again of which one is the smallest planet? Which planet has rings, did you say? Stuff like that, just to get them communicating. Because again, it's really hard for kids with special needs to communicate with each other. They have a lot of difficulty with that. So I thought that was a good component for them to work on in the midst of all of this science stuff too. So then the ELA standard that they worked on was to integrate information presented in different media or formats, example visually, quantitatively, as well as in words, to develop a coherent understanding of a topic or issue. So that's how, they use different ways of slideshow to kind of convey their information. Here are the student standards, the net student standards that were addressed. You can kind of see these here. Student 1A, or Standard 1A, excuse me, is that students demonstrate creative thinking, construct knowledge, and develop innovative products and processes using technology by applying existing knowledge to generate new ideas, products, or processes. Standard 2B is that students will use digital media and environments to communicate and work collaboratively, including at a distance, to support individual learning and contribute to learning of others. And then Standard 3B, students apply digital tools to gather, evaluate, and use information by locating, organizing, evaluating, synthesizing, and ethically using information from a variety of sources and media. So, again, you can go to our class website to look at all the different, oops, if I can get back to it, to look at all the different projects. These are just the online projects. I haven't uploaded their screencasts yet, but you can also check those out. And then after all the screencasts were presented, students were able to pick their favorite planet and then create a short vodcast of them saying their favorite planet and why using SoundCloud. This is the website I've kind of liked the most. We tried to use Podomatic, and I had too many difficulties with that. And we tried Audacity, and that was still kind of glitchy for me. So students just recorded their voice or their output communication device explaining their favorite planet and why. So I think the lesson turned out really well. The kids told me that they liked it, but I think they were just trying to make me feel good. So I think next time, I think it was a lot for them. I think next time maybe we'll just stick to the screencast and probably not do a vodcast too, because it ended up taking a lot longer than the 2 weeks I had planned for it. So that would be one of the big changes that I would have done, and I would have provided my students more breaks. They get frustrated really easily and overwhelmed when it comes to having a lot of work thrown at them, so I might have kind of chunked it better next time. Thank you for listening. Check it out.